Hello and welcome to Coconut Chats. Today you've got me, Harita, and I'm joined with Shomita. How are you going, Shomita?
I'm good, Harita. How are you?
I'm good. Today we are joined by Ajay Chhibber. He is breaking boundaries and defying expectations, which is never easy, especially when you're navigating two worlds, one that raised you and one that you chose. Today, we're thrilled to introduce our guest who's done exactly that. He's born and raised in India, but Ajay took the leap into the world of technology, earning a degree in software engineering. But his journey didn't just stop there. In 2015, he moved to New Zealand, where he now leads as a product owner at Kiwi Bank. But Ajay's story has another extraordinary twist. He's not only breaking barriers in the corporate world, he's also making waves as New Zealand's first Kiwi Indian male pole dancer and instructor. Yes, you heard that right. He's a professional trainer, challenging stereotypes and inspiring many as he teaches at Viva Pole Studio in Auckland. Today, we'll explore how Ajay balances these two very different worlds, the challenges he's faced, and what it means to break the mold in more ways than one. Welcome, Ajay. How are you?
Hey, thank you so much, Harita, for that intro. And hello, Shomita.
Hello.
I'm well today. Thank you. How are you both?
Yeah, really good, thanks. So I first heard about you because I saw an article on you on Facebook. I think it was by one of those Indian newspapers based in Auckland, and I thought, oh,
Indian
that's really,
weekenders.
yeah, that's the one, Indian Weekender. I couldn't think of the name, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I've actually never heard of him before, but being someone, I live in Wellington, I was like, oh, it'd be really cool to interview him. So it's good to finally be able to talk to you. I know we've had to postpone this interview a couple of times because of our conflicting schedules, but we got there in the end.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, you said in your we said in your intro that you came to New Zealand in 2015. So obviously you did your university and you grew up in India. But what made you choose to come to New Zealand, and why did you choose New Zealand of all places?
Nice. Going back in the past, 9 years ago, the big leap of faith. So, yeah, after finishing my engineering, I was working in Gurgaon, India. I was working there for a few years, and then there was a sister company where I was working. They had a sister company in Auckland, New Zealand, and there was a opening in this organization based in Auckland office. So yeah, applied for that role, got in, and yeah, from there on, my journey started. I know compared to many other people who actually, come to study to New Zealand or they come and then look for a job. For me, I'm blessed. I'd say that I got an opportunity and a job right from India itself. So for me, the transition was pretty smooth in that context, that I had the support, I had the job before even I landed in this country all those years ago.
Okay.
So yeah, that's been my journey.
And were you raised in Gurgaon as well?
No, so my hometown is a city called Ambala.
Okay.
I did my schooling there, did my engineering in a city nearby where I used to travel every day.
Okay.
And yeah, finished my engineering, and then that was my first time. I left my house and moved to Gurgaon. I worked there for almost 4 years before moving to Auckland.
Okay. How are you finding the work in New Zealand, in the software industry compared to that in India?
Very different. I love that we have actually work-life balance here.
Yeah.
Even before COVID, looking back at all those years from 2015 till 2020. So I worked for this organization where I was software tester,
Mhm.
and the way of living and the way people were celebrating every weekend, like literally you could see that, yeah, it's very different. And everyone is making sure that we are not spending more hours. Stick to your 8.5, 9 hours, and then have a social life outside of work, and just not spending hours and hours. So there is a very different work culture compared to India and this country, and I really appreciate that, and I love that yeah, I can balance my after work activities because I have time in the evening. I'm not just spending 10 to 12 hours working.
Mm.
Yeah. Good to know that you started as a software tester. I am working as a software automation tester at this point. Yeah, and I do agree with everything you said. There is enough time after work, which I really missed in India. So the work ends at 5 p.m. in the evening. That's
Yep.
all. Yes, that's very true.
And
So,
fun fact, if
mhm,
I were to add, like I come from a city where there was no river or no sea nearby, so I never learned swimming. So
mhm,
my first 2 3 years, I actually spent learning how to swim. So they,
yeah.
like the Auckland Council pool, they run few leisure pools around Auckland City.
Mhm.
So yeah, I signed up for swimming, and I guess I had times in the evening. That's where I could go and do all these other activities to yeah, to have fun as well as to
Yeah.
learn a new skill outside of work.
Yeah,
Nice.
and it's very good to learn swimming because in newspapers also we have been seeing that I am currently living in Melbourne, and there have been many incidents where the person didn't know how to swim properly, and that didn't ended up quite well.
Mm,
Mm.
So yeah, so swimming is very important, mostly
yeah.
in Australia and New Zealand, which are island countries. So swimming is like a life-saving skill. So good
Yeah,
that you.
thank you. I spent almost a year and a half learning all the levels they had: beginner, intermediate, advanced,
Hmm.
semi. Yeah. So yeah, there were quite a few levels I went through. So I'm really glad that I signed up for those, and yeah,
Yeah.
made sure I learned that skill. At least I can save myself. Touch wood
Yeah.
if I am in
Mhm.
a situation like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you actually inspired me. I should continue learning swimming. I'm still at the intermediate level. I haven't crossed that stage yet. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. I'm sure you will
Yeah,
move faster.
surely. Thank you. Yeah, so what got you into pole dancing? So were you doing this before coming here, or how did the interest start?
Okay, so, I mean, after moving to New Zealand, of course, before that, it was a long working hours. I wasn't doing any after works activities per se. So I moved here. I had time in the evening now. So like I said, I signed up for swimming. So that was one thing I started learning. And then I started exploring dance because like dancing is something which I have always loved since my younger years. Like we grew up watching Bollywood movies, right? And Bollywood is all about music and dance and how you see all that big dramatic action scenes and the dance scenes. So I never had formal dance training growing up, but this was something I really wanted to do. So I started signing up with various different dance forms. I did contemporary for a few months. Then I learned jazz for a few months. Then I learned another ballroom dance form for a few months. Uh, but something didn't felt right. Like with all these dance forms, I just wasn't feeling the I don't know, the vibes per se, I'd say. So I literally like I did a Google search, dance fitness. Like that was the keyword I did, dance fitness, and then pole showed up in like the third or the fourth search result. I was like, okay, that is interesting. Pole dancing. And where I was flatting, that the studio was close to that place. I was like, okay. I just dropped the email to that studio owner at that time. And she responded within like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours or so. I had a response from that lady. And she invited me over. Okay, you come to our studio, check out the place, and see how you feel. And we had a chat. She just wanted to understand what is it I'm looking in pole.
Mhm.
So my whole agenda was like I was doing gym at the same time, and I was like, man, gym is focused on fitness. It's just, but it's more like pretty quiet, and you are just with your music, and it's
Yeah.
working out in silo. So
Mm.
you are working out, but it's not fun. You're just working out, fully focused on your workout. So, so that's what I expressed that to her, that I want to have fun as well as have some fitness along the sides. So he was like, okay, yeah, that's what pole is all about. We are in a group of 8 to 10 students in a class. We are learning tricks from our instructor. You are working out. It's a full body workout. from a upper body to like thighs, legs, core. So it's a full body workout. So you will get benefit of that workout, as well as you will make some friends along the way as you are in the class. And it's not just working out in silo. There are some moves where you are supporting your friends, cheering for each other. So yeah, so I remember I signed up for a 1 month intro course they had at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I did classes. So I was doing 2 classes every week. So for the whole month, and there was also some lyrical, some sort of like a pole flow class, they say, where you learn a routine on a full song across the whole month. So I really liked those tricks that I was learning. And what happened was around the same time, there was this pole dance competition happening in Auckland. So this competition is called Pole Legends. It's one of the biggest pole dance competition in the country, and the top polers from the country, they come and compete in Auckland.
Mm-hmm.
So it was this was year 2016, and the Legends was in the Sky City Theatre, and she recommended that I should go and watch the show there because they also had the male category.
Okay.
So 6 male competitors from the country, they were competing in that competition. And yeah, I got the ticket, went along with some of the studio people that I know at that time, and I had the best time. Like the level of moves, the drama, the emotions, the inspiration that competition provided me. I was like, okay, I'm hooked on this, and I want to do this. I want to be able to be compete with those people at one stage in my life.
Wow.
And like literally the very next day, I came to the studio and I signed up for a year-long membership. And
Mm.
that was it. And I never looked back. And
Nice.
yeah, I've been learning on and off since December 2016. That's when I signed up
Wow.
for my whole membership. I mean, of course, we had COVID lockdowns. I had few injuries in the past that stopped me from pole, and I'm also going through one injury right now, and I'm not doing any physical activity, to be honest. So yeah, that's been my journey with pole.
Yeah. That's
So
wonderful.
do you think if you were still living in India, do you think you would have got interested in pole dancing?
Uh, I don't know because I don't think so. This was a dance form I ever heard back in India. And
Okay.
only after doing pole for a few years, I think so in last 4 to 5 years, I've seen many pole studios coming up and showing up in various cities in India. I've seen one in Delhi, one in Mumbai, Bangalore. There's one in Kolkata as well. But like in major, like, metro cities, you wouldn't hear about this in small cities or small towns still. But yeah, I don't think so they existed when I was still living and working in India back then. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
Mm.
Hard to say,
Yeah.
given the circumstances. Sorry, I don't. Yeah, I don't know how would whether or not I would have signed up for that or not.
Yeah, true. Like I haven't also heard of pole dancing when I grew up there. Maybe it's there now, but yeah, I left around what, 2014. Yeah, so
Hmm.
then I haven't heard of any. And finding time is very difficult as well. Like even if it's there, finding time is, oh my God.
Mm.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, yeah, as you already mentioned, what hooked you into this dance form. So, uh, so if we go to like back to the different levels of pole dancing, so how long you would say that it will take a beginner, like as you were a beginner, you went there, you started from basics. So how long it took for you to get to like say intermediate state?
well, it all comes down to the practice and the consistency.
Hmm.
I mean, there are some people I know who are doing like 4 to 5 classes every week.
Okay.
So a beginner who signs up for a membership or at any studio, they might be doing 4 to 5 classes every week. And then there are also people who have other responsibilities or other things that they are involved with. So they may not be able to give that much time. So there are people who do 1 class a week, 2 classes a week. So
Yeah.
it depends like how much you are dedicating your time to your learning. That will definitely help you with your growth and your progress in pole. Like when I started all those years ago, i- at some stage I was doing 2 classes, then I increased that to 4 classes a week. Then there was also a time then I, okay, cut back to two because I got busy or we were coming out of lockdown. So I was slowly getting into it again, finding that mindset and getting over that lockdown trauma per se, because Auckland had the longest lockdown compared to the rest of the country, the longest lockdown in Auckland. So it was quite a challenge coming out of all those barriers, I'd say that yeah, it took a while. But uh, to answer your question, so again, it's up to the person. Anyone can do pole dancing. Like I want to make it very clear that yeah, irrespective of your gender, irrespective of your sexual orientation, anyone can do pole dancing. It's you have to have that dedication and that mindset that yeah, I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to be fit, I want to be strong. So if that's your goal, that's your mindset as an individual, you can decide how long you want to do and how consistently you want to do this. And so the result will vary, right? Someone doing 4 classes every week versus once a week, you
Right.
will see like how you move from beginner to intermediate. So everyone is on their own journey. We all are different individuals. We all have different body type.
Yep.
We all and we all have different priorities in our life, right? So I guess for anyone who's listening or watching this,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's you have to decide. You have to dedicate your time when and how you feel is right for you. And yeah, so there is no, I would say, time duration in terms of progress. It's your dedication that will help you progress from a beginner to an intermediate to an advanced or expert level.
Yep.
So when you started, how many days in a week you were going?
Between 2 and 4.
2 and 4. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
And how long are these classes? These are like half an
it's
hour, 1 hour.
1 hour long. Yeah.
1 hour. Oh, okay.
So
That
a
might be
usual pole
quite hectic,
class.
isn't it? 1 hour,
Sorry.
1 hour length of like full body exercise is going to be quite hectic.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, usually not the whole 1 hour is the class duration. So before you, like, it's with any physical activity, right? Before you get into that, you need to warm your body. So first 10 to 15 minutes is the warm up. You need to make sure your muscles and your joints are warmed enough
Right.
before you do any of the tricks. And
Hmm.
then you spend some time learning some of the tricks. You spend some time doing some of the spinny moves. Like there are static moves when the pole is not spinning, and when there are some moves involved where you spin along with the direction of the pole.
Okay.
And then you do some cool down at the end of the class. So you need to cool down those muscles now.
Yep.
So roughly within and in that hour long class, I would say for 35 to 40 minutes is the actual workout,
Okay.
excluding the warm up and the cool down period.
Okay. Yeah. And so do you practice at home as well?
Unfortunately, I don't have space to set up pole in the house, so
Okay.
I don't practice. And that's and also, like, I guess that's been my journey. Like last few
Hmm.
years, I've always gone to the studio to practice because I just don't have space to set it up.
Right.
And,
And do you
and
yeah, also do you recommend like so what I understand, like I haven't been into pole dancing, so it's just from a person without any knowledge I'm asking. So is it safe to do it without guidance or a teacher around? Like, is there any chance of getting injured if someone tries to practice on their own at home?
Well, with any sports, if you try it on your own, there are chances of injuries if you are not sure what to do, how to do a move. Now, with the power of social media, anyone can access any content, right? There are so many amazing pole sports persons around the world, and they keep sharing videos across YouTube, Instagram, and other social media channels. And all that look amazing. and people get inspired watching them, and some of them also try doing all those moves. But you need to understand what are the right points of contact. Where is the point of contact with your body and the pole? I mean, and you need to know which muscle to move, whether you are pulling or pushing, pulling with the bottom hand, pulling with the top hand, what's happening with the hand movement. The move looks amazing on that person who is doing on that social media channel, right? But to understand the physiology behind it, the physics behind it, that's pretty crucial. So there are people, there are many of these famous pole artists across the world who give online tutorials nowadays. And thanks to COVID, that has definitely boomed in last 4 or 5 years. So people are learning the comfort of their home, watching and attending online Zoom classes with these instructors, and that's a safe way to learn, I would say.
Okay.
But for a good start, I would say go to a studio maybe to start with, if you can. If you don't have access to a studio nearby, watch online tutorials where they will actually explain where should your feet be, where your hands should be, how your hands should be aligned when you're doing certain trick on the pole, to be safe and not get any injury.
Correct.
Yeah. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry,
you go.
before you go. Yeah. Also, I was just curious, like how much of a problem is the body weight going to be if somebody is learning pole dance? Like for a very, very healthy person, is it recommended to be of a certain weight before you get into this dance form, or like how it?
There is no weight limits as
Okay.
such. Anyone can do pole. Like I said, any body type, any gender, anyone can do pole. Of course, you need to make sure, like if it's like the poles are set up properly to be able to handle the weight, like they are well mounted on the top and the bottom floor,
Right.
depending on which kind of class you are attending. But there are many famous plus size pole dancers, and I follow some of them on Instagram, and they share tricks sometimes because for different body type, a certain pole move may come across differently. Someone who is more flexible or who is very tall, very thin may be able to do a move in a different manner versus someone who's got a bit more weight. So there are many, like I said, pole instructors who share tips and tricks how to do certain moves. So to answer your question, there is no weight limit. Anybody can do pole.
Yeah. Good to know that. Yeah.
That's really good
Thank
to
you.
know. So
Thank you.
what studio did you learn at, and was it an all-female class, or were there other men in the class as well?
Yeah, going back all the memories. So there is a studio called Altitude Pole Fitness in Takapuna in Auckland, and that's the studio I've been attending since 2016. Like for me, that's my second home, like in this country. I've spent all those years, I've built all those friendship over the years with the fellow students in that studio, and many of whom are now instructors as well. They have progressed and become instructors, and some of them have spread out to different parts of the country. Uh, so yeah, and to your second question, I was the only guy in that class, and honestly, I was very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. Now, the thing is with pole, because we have skin contact, so people wear less or very short clothes because the skin is what is providing the grip when you are trying crazy tricks on the pole. In the beginner level, of course, you won't be learning all these crazy tricks, but as you start progressing more and more, you learn higher tricks or more, I would say, complicated tricks. So for that, you need more skin contact. Sometimes you need armpit contact, the back contact, or the side tummy contact, or inner thigh contact. So which means you have to wear less clothes. And for me, that was like a big step. Like even for like taking my clothes off and dancing along with other girls in the class, like it was a big challenge getting over like I'd say I was very 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 body conscious. initially, like very much not comfortable in my skin. It took me a really long time, like I'd say a few months of regular classes to be able to feel comfortable, to be able to uh, get comfortable with my skin or the way how I looked. I wasn't like a very bigger person, or I wasn't like very skinnier, but I just wasn't comfortable in my own skin. So I'm really glad that Paul gave me that confidence and that power of acceptance of my own body, and to be able to love my own body, to be able to see that person I see in the big mirror in the studio, and love that the person the way that guy looks like. And yeah, so initially, like I said, I was in the class, which was another point of awkwardness, I'd say, or very discomfort for me. So yeah, getting comfortable over that yes, it's okay. You are doing something many guys don't do. And I guess I would say social media and the movies and the music videos, they have a lot to say on that. The way they have portrayed pole dancing in movies or music videos, it's just like only strippers do it, and it's okay that they do it. It's their way of earning living, right? And everyone has a right to earn money whichever suits best to them. So they are the OGs of pole dancing, but that is not the only pole dancing. People do pole dancing for fitness as well, to build connections, to make friends, and to have fun, just to have fun, to look after your body. So hats off to the stripper community. I mean, of course, they are the OGs, the mums and the dads of pole dancing, but it has evolved more from that. And yeah, slowly more and more guys are popping up learning pole. And there is also this concept that only gay guys go into pole dancing, and that's not the case. Like, I mean, just because I am gay does not mean that's the reason I'm doing pole dancing. There are many straight guys as well who are doing pole dancing, and there are many couples as well, husband and wife, running pole studios across the country. And even there was one couple based in Wellington who was running a studio a few years ago. I don't think so that studio exists anymore. And there are many couple instructors that I know of. I've learned from them, based in Auckland, based in Christchurch. So yeah, so the guys are definitely coming up now, and more, it is becoming like and show of strength now amongst guys. And there are many male-only pole dance competitions that have started to pop up as well as a result of more and more male doing pole dancing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really great to know because I also didn't know this much about pole dancing. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. And I bet many people doesn't know this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not something very well known. It's a very close-knit small community,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, there are people who are like very famous pole dancers who have, I don't know, hundred thousands of Instagram followers or social media presence, but as such, but they are nowhere near than, some of the other actual people who do like dancing in Hollywood or Bollywood, or all those other streams. But it's slowly growing, slowly progressing, slowly getting the word out. And there are many organizations in the pole community, like the International Pole Sports Federation, IPSF. So this organization organizes a pole dance competition at the world level. So
Okay.
they have organized, so they have sub organizations amongst all the countries, just like Olympics, right? So they
Yeah.
have sub committees across all the countries, and where people go and compete, and the winners from all those countries will then go and compete in the finals. And this organization's been working very hard to get pole admitted into Olympics and Commonwealth, because at the end of the day, it's a sports. It's a, like, if you look at gymnast, like
Yeah.
how people move their body, and it's just like this pole. It's the same thing. It's, instead of a vertical, it's a horizontal, right? That's the difference with pole. Vertical bar, people are doing gymnastic tricks on that, versus
Yeah.
pole, which is a horizontal bar. It's the same piece of metal, and people are doing tricks on that. So IPSF, and then there is another organization called Pole Sports Organization, PSO. So these are the two organizations that I'm aware of. They've been contacting Commonwealth Game organizations and the Olympic Games Committee, and hopefully their efforts will come to fruition at some stage, and we'll see pole as one category in one of the future events.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, and that's a very good initiative. And I bet once that happens, more people throughout the world will know about it and more will be interested in doing that. Because when I came to Australia, I thought that, okay, there are so many sports which I was not aware of. Maybe what I am good at, I haven't seen that yet. That can always happen. So, yeah, and I am sure many people think like that.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. So when you started with pole dancing, what was the first reaction from your friends and family? Did they try to talk you out of it, or were they very supportive? How was reaction?
So uh, I think so. I myself had some, I don't know, some fears in my mind that yeah, it's not nice because, like I said, the way I've been influenced through movies and the TV series or the music videos over the years, that yeah, this is not the dance form any general public do. Like yeah, that was ingrained in my mind. So for first few months, I don't think so I shared with anyone. I was just going to the classes, and I was juggling and struggling with my own skin, like getting comfortable with that my own skin and accepting myself. And I think so while I was going through that journey, I just didn't share with anyone that what I was learning. And within 6 months or so, yeah, I shared with my parents that yeah, I'm just learning dance fitness. I didn't went into the full details, and they were like, okay, yeah, fine, nice. And I think so. I shared with my sister. I'm pretty close to her, so she's younger than me. So I shared with her that yeah, I'm learning pole dancing, and she was excited. She heard it and she was like, "Wow!" And then I sent her some videos and pictures on WhatsApp. Yeah, I remember I sent something through WhatsApp at that time. No, not WhatsApp because that feature didn't existed at that time. Through Facebook Messenger, maybe. I don't exactly remember what social media channel I used, but I sent her some photos and videos of me doing learning some tricks in the class, and she was mesmerized. Like she was amazed what I was doing and what I was trying, and she was very supportive of me. She was really happy that I was trying this, and I think so. Her reaction gave me more positive affirmation and more confidence. And I was like, okay, I'll share with my other friends. And I shared with some of my uni friends, some of my high school friends who are still very close to me. So I shared with them, yeah, this is what I'm learning, and they were very happy, and they were really happy for me that yes, I'm doing something amazing. And I remember like within 7 or 8 months of me starting pole, there was a pole dance competition for amateurs. And I
Mm-hmm.
signed up for that. And I did my very first pole dancing competition within like 7 of months of learning pole. I was such a beginner. I was such a beginner. I didn't know what I was thinking at that time, what was going in my mind. And I was like, okay, let's do this. And I was the only guy in that competition and the only person, only male competitor that year.
Okay.
And I was the first one to perform that night when the show started.
Okay. Okay, that's a bit scary. Yes.
As,
Yeah.
and for me, like that, I wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone, and I thought I've always loved performing. I've always loved dancing, but given I didn't get a chance growing up, but looking back some of my family function videos, like some cousins birthdays or some uncle's wedding, I could see there are some old videos of me as a young child dancing in the front, like of all the cousins in the family. I was the first one leading in the front, and people were following me, like all my cousins were copying me. What is he doing? We want to try that action, we want to try that move. So I've always had that dancing or performance ability in me that I wanted to do that. So I was like, okay, 7 months in, I think so. I'm a strong beginner. I will compete in the beginner category in this competition. So I did that, and I chose a Hindi song. I don't know if you know of this movie Tare Zameen Par.
Yeah, yeah, we know. Yeah.
So I wanted to dedicate my first song to my mom because songs are the best. I love her that much. So that song, Mary Ma, from
Yes. Yeah.
that movie. So that's what I performed to. And once that competition was over, I didn't win anything. Okay, I just wanted to do it because I just wanted to see how much I can do as a performer. So I wanted to challenge myself, and so I did that competition, and I got the video. And some of my friends, where I was working in that fest, they came to support me on in that competition, and she recorded me. So she shared the video with me afterwards, and that was the first time I posted on my Facebook for all my family, friends, and cousins, and all those who were connected with me. And everyone, like that's what every single person commented positively, and they were
Yeah.
cheering for me that yes, Ajay, you are doing something we have never heard of. Like many of them are still living in India, and
Mm. Mm.
some of them are spread across the world. But
Mm.
at that time, no one knew that Ajay, pole dancing is something like you are doing as an Indian guy. You are doing a pole dancing. Wow, like that is amazing, and everyone responded positively. And since then I never looked back. I've been doing few competitions. I mean, every now and then when I get a chance to perform, I perform. And try to share that with my family, friends through like I said, Facebook. Although nowadays I just post everything on Instagram. Everyone is on Insta nowadays. So Instagram is now my one place for all the pole related things.
Yeah,
Mm.
actually, if you are comfortable, we would love to share that link to the video along with
Yeah,
this
definitely.
episode. Yeah.
You mean the very
Of
first
Tare
competition?
Zameen Par. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
It sounds really. I really want to see like how the song and the pole dance get together. So yeah, please do
Yeah,
share.
sure. I'll definitely share the YouTube link of that. So
Yeah.
every time I compete or perform, I get a video and upload on the YouTube. Like,
Okay.
of course, I don't have too many YouTube videos, but
Mhm.
all those dance performances are close to me. Every competition I have done in New Zealand, I have all those videos, and yeah, they are all on my YouTube profile. I will share the links with you.
Yeah, nice.
And it's not like not very often I compete on a Hindi song or perform on a Hindi song, but wherever I do, like it's my mother tongue, like it's
Mhm.
close to me, so
Mm.
it feels more comforting and more natural. I mean, of course, I listen to English artists or English songs growing up as well, but there is something different about your mother tongue, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That
Of
just
course.
feels very different.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, I love how you chose a Hindi song to do your first competition to, because, you're, like you were saying, it's your mother tongue, but you're also bringing a part of yourself to the competition because everyone else was probably doing English songs. So you would have
Yeah.
made that like a point of difference, which is really cool. Like you're showing that you can do pole dances to other songs as well. It doesn't have to be English songs.
Mm.
So you have been teaching for a few years as well. So for someone who's only been learning pole dancing for like 9 years, what made you want to become a teacher and to actually teach pole dancing to other students?
Sorry, looks like I lost the
Oh,
video. Can you see me?
yep, yep, can see you.
Sorry. So, teaching is something I literally started a year ago. I'm a very new instructor. Last year itself, so there is a studio called Viva Studio in Auckland, and they had like they were looking for new pole instructors in the studio, and I applied. So yeah, had a good interview with the studio owner and the studio management and the head instructor at the studio. And they went through some of my past performances, seen my work, that what I have done in various competitions. And they were like, yeah, come along, come aboard. There are very few male instructors in the country, anyways. And I'm the first, I believe I'm definitely the first male Indian, Kiwi Indian, pole instructor in the whole country.
Mhm.
So it's been almost a year of teaching now, and I'm really happy going to the teaching roots in the sense that I'm revisiting all the beginner moves, all the intermediate moves. Like I am myself a I would say advanced level students where I'm learning some advanced level tricks. But going back to the basics through teaching, like how my instructors taught me some of the things, how they broke down the steps when we are trying any move. And I get to do all that and revisit the basics and set up the next generation of pole students who will be performing and doing various amazing things with pole. So yeah, it's fulfilling. It's quite. It makes me happy. I do that, and yeah, I say my heart is really full. But as of today, like yeah, I've been injured. I pulled my hamstring, like I mentioned at the beginning. So from last 3 weeks, I haven't done any pole. And my osteo recommended to have a rest another week. So next week is also my rest week. But hopefully after that, I can get back into my own learning as well as teaching. Yeah.
So do you have, do any men attend your classes or are they all women?
Mostly women. There have been few guys who came to my classes, and I'm glad they do. And there are few who do show up every now and then. Some of them have busy schedules, so they don't show up regularly. But there are 2, 3 male students who are coming in my classes, and I really love them that they are dedicated to learning, and uh, they are consistent with their training as well. So they are making sure that yeah they are coming to my classes regularly and attending it and. I'm really amazed to see their progress, like how they're dedicatedly coming and making sure that yeah they make time for this pole class once a week, even though they are coming just once a week. At least they're coming regularly, consistently, and yeah. So few guys to answer your question, but mostly it's women. Like yeah, women. Yeah, very few males.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you did mention that you are it's still working in IT. Yeah, and you have
Yeah.
a 9 to 5 job there. So now you are learning, you are teaching, and also you have this 9 to 5 job. So how that balance is coming along?
Very smoothly. That's what.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I've set up like dedicated days. Um, well, like I guess going back to my initial days of learning, where I was learning like 4 times a week, there were also times when I was just pushing hard and hard and hard, going. If I didn't get a trick in the first attempt, I would try 2, 3, 4 times back to back, harder and harder and harder. So I guess. And I was also learning swimming at the same time. So I just ended up injuring my shoulder a few years ago. And I had to do like osteo and physio sessions for almost a year. So I couldn't do any physical activity. Like even doing a toothbrush was painful. Lifting my shoulder was painful. So I just went too hard, too fast. So that was a lesson I learned all those years ago that I need to listen to my body. When my body is tired, I need to slow down, take a rest day or even a rest week. If I'm not ready, I should slow down. So, so to when I started teaching to balance it all out, so I just started taking a break in between my schedule. So if I'm teaching on a Monday, Tuesday is my rest day. Wednesday is the day I will go and train myself. Then
Right.
Thursday is the rest day. Maybe Friday I'll go and train, or Friday I go and teach.
Right.
So I try to teach twice a week, like Monday and a Thursday are my teaching days now.
Okay.
And I only teach beginner and intermediate levels only because I feel I am an advanced level student. So I want to get comfortable and confident with all those tricks before I teach anyone. So I stick to only beginner and intermediate right now, which I'm more confident and very comfortable with in terms of teaching and breaking the moves down. So yeah, so for me to work with my schedule, I do like I do once a week cooking. I pack the dinner for the whole week. Every Sunday is my, like literally Sunday is my cooking day, so
Okay.
I do a meal prep for the whole week. Lunch sorted, breakfast sorted, dinner sorted,
Nice.
stacked in the freezer. Okay, and I just do the heating up in the microwave right at the end of the class because I with this schedule, I know I get busy and I don't want to come home at night and then do the cooking. So if my meal is prepped, I just put it in the microwave and then just warm it up and eat it. That's
Yeah.
about it. So yeah, I'm managing my so yeah. setting up a schedule was very important for me to before I signed up teaching as well. So having that consistency in the way how I live and how I eat uh, definitely is helping me with my schedule in terms of teaching and learning. So nowadays also I'm like doing pole 4 times a week.
Mm.
Twice I'm teaching, twice I'm learning, and
Right.
then the other 3 days are my rest days in between. So I make sure that yeah, if I do a pole class or if I teach pole class, I have to give a 24-hour rest before I touch the pole. Before that,
Right. Yeah.
everyone does it differently, but this is something that works for me and my body. So
Mm.
there are people who still do like teaching 5 times a week or 5 days a week. They just teach back to back, back to back. It's up to them if that works for them. And I know like I need to rest because I also have a day job,
Yeah.
and I need to be of sound body and mind for that as well. So just balancing it out. Okay, how many classes I can push in or do every week. So yeah, that's how I manage it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's a very good tip. Yeah, I'm finding it very difficult to do the cooking during the weekdays. Yeah, it's very hard. And even after just the 9 to 5 job, managing the cooking and managing the kids, it's very hard for me.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, it also comes down to you, right? Like, especially with the meal, can you eat the same meal the whole week?
Right. Yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, we Indians, we love variety. We want a different
That's
vegetable
silliness.
or a different dish every night.
Mm.
And
Yes.
honestly, I grew up with that mindset as well. I've seen that in my house. Like my mom used to cook a different vegetable for lunch and different for dinner. Like
Exactly.
two
Yeah.
different dishes, like literally every day, 7 days a week. And she was a teacher, like my mom was a school teacher. So I saw how she was doing it. But I've learned to balance it out, and I've learned to accept it. It's okay, one dish the whole week. So having that mindset as well as appreciating what you can do with your schedule.
Right.
So yeah, this works for me. This may not work for others, right? And it's totally okay. But for me, I'm happy to eat the same vegetable the whole week.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually a very nice way to put it because what's your priority? How you want to make use of your time? That is more important.
Mm.
Exactly. I don't want to spend hour cooking. No, I rather cook 3 hours on a Sunday for the whole week, and I'm done.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
that's a good way to put it. So, in terms of like pole dancing in New Zealand, um, what would be the next steps for you? Like, what is the scope for pole dancing, and where do you see yourself with pole dancing in the next 10 years?
It's 10 years. That's a long way
Maybe
away.
next 5 years. 5 years.
So, like I love performing. I love competing, and I try to sign up for at least 1 to 2 dance competition every year. I make sure that yeah, because I want to take out that creative person sitting in my brain. Okay, out with some fun character, fun storyline, fun routine. So that's what I try to do. So I definitely look forward to competing more. And definitely hope, fingers crossed, next step would be competing in Australian competitions. I mean, there are a few competitions in New Zealand, but Australia is such a big country. There are more dance competitions there, and the competition level is so high. Like they are the Australian polers are at next level, entirely different level. There are more pole studios and a bigger pole circle compared to New Zealand community. New Zealand pole community. So yeah, definitely, that's what I'm hoping for. More performances, more competitions, go international, and yeah, grow more as an instructor as well. So I can share what I have learned, all my skills with the new generation of people who want to learn pole. And I really hope that I can inspire people from the Indian community to sign up for pole dancing. Uh, at the beginning of this interview, like Harita, you mentioned that the Indian newspaper based in Auckland, they reached out to me, and they also reached out to me through social media. They've seen me in some pole dance competition. I was the only Indian guy competing, and that was something that they saw somewhere, and they were like, "Yeah, we want to talk to this person. And sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. We can hear you.
Sorry, for a second, I thought I tapped something else in my earphones, sorry. So, uh, yeah, so coming back to that social media point, so what I was gonna say that uh, through that article in that newspaper, many Indian women based in Auckland, they reached out to me. They messaged me, Ajay, where do you teach? Where are you based? Can we learn? Can we try pole dancing with you? Some of my colleagues at Kiwi Bank, they've also seen me through my social media, and they've reached out to me. Some Indian women, they're like, okay, we want to sign up for pole dancing, and we want to come to your class because as an Indian, we will feel more comfortable because you are there and who is someone from the community and who is doing pole for a few years now. So honestly, when I received some of those messages from the women after that article was published, I was so happy. Like I felt like an achiever that yeah, I was able to inspire someone who's never thought of this in this country, you know.
Yeah.
And uh, so yeah, I did share details with those women that yeah, I teach at this studio. Come along whenever you are ready. You have to take the first step. Like
Yeah.
I know it can be daunting. It will be like getting comfortable in your own skin. You have to get out of that fear that yeah, people will judge you. No, I mean there are different kind of people in the whole world, right? And people will judge you no matter whether you are a nice person or a bad person,
Yeah.
right? You can't get away with that mentality. So you have to grow as an individual that you are strong enough. You are taking this step for you, not for anyone else, not for what the society will say or what the community will say. What you want to do, how you see yourself, how you perceive yourself in that frame, that's the important aspect here, and that's the mindset anyone who wants to sign up or try pole dancing will have to come up with.
Yeah.
I mean, you will have to get comfortable with your skin. There will be skin, less more pole contact with your skin. So you will be wearing shorter clothes, lesser clothes. So you need to get comfortable being discomfortable.
Mm. That's a good way to put it. And, I like how you mentioned that a lot of Indian people were messaging you because, when people see themselves represented in the newspaper, on social media, that's what makes people take that first step, right? Like someone will see, oh, look, there's an Indian guy doing pole dancing, and there might be so many other Indian guys that have thought about trying it, but maybe they've been too scared, or like you said, they're worried about what their parents or what their society will say. But seeing someone like you that's not afraid of it, you're doing it on a public platform, it will then encourage other people to try it as well. It's like you see someone that represents what you are, and then that's like your motivation to give it a go. And I think it's really cool that like you're showing that anyone can do it. It doesn't matter if you're Indian, if you're a guy. You make it fun, and you can do it alongside a 9 to 5 day job as well. Like you haven't made it into your full-time job. It's just something on the side that you're doing for fun to complement your day job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really cool to see like the stuff you've been
Thank you.
doing, and just encouraging other people. If
Thank
people
you.
wanted to watch your videos or find you on social media, what are your social media handles?
Oh, yeah. So on Instagram, it's sagittarius.ajay. Yeah.
You're a Sagittarius.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the reason. I guess few years ago, me and one of my close friends, he's a Leo, so he set up his Insta ID with his sun sign, and we were just discussing, okay, how we want to set up our social media handle. Like Instagram was coming up, that was back in 2015, 2016, first time when Instagram was slowly starting to grow up. And I was like, yeah, I picked up this at that time. Like, yeah, I'll go with my sun sign, Sagittarius.Ajay. And yeah, I've been using that since then. So that's my Instagram handle. And YouTube is my full name, Ajay Chhibber. So if you search my full name with Chhibber, double H, not a single H. Many people make that mistake. No, so many people, even at work, they see my email. Come on, dude. Like, come on. How can you miss one H from my surname? It's Chhibber, double H. So, yeah. So, and I believe we can also include that in the video. I will share the YouTube
Yeah.
channel link.
Right.
And so you will find all my past dance competition performances in that channel. And on Instagram, I usually share, like if I'm teaching, I talk about those classes, or if I'm learning few tricks, I just share those tricks, what I've been learning. So yeah, that's what I use my social media for. And for anyone who's gonna be watching this at, I don't know, whatever stage, feel free to reach out to me if you're based in Auckland. If you are wanting to learn pole, I'm happy to have a chat and happy to provide any tips. And if you are, hopefully, I don't know, many years down the line when you watch this video, I don't know where I will be. So best way would be to reach out to me through Instagram. And we will be happy to help and support anyone who wants to give pole a try. And yeah, just have that mindset that yes, you are doing this for yourself, for your body, for your fitness. Forget what others say, forget what others think of you. What you think of you as an individual, that is important. Where you want to go, what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve that, what's your goal, that's the important bit here. Forget others. Like, yeah, you have to be, I'd say, looking after yourself, your wishes. You have to be selfish to, yeah, to be that best version of yourself. And if pole is something you want to try and you want to use that as a medium to reach to your goal, so be it then, yeah, forget about others.
Nice. Very nicely put, and I think it's very true. I think especially being Indians, right? We always worry, what will our parents think? What will our society think? So you
What
always
will people say?
Who are those people? That's
I know.
Yes, there's probably worse stuff going on in those people's families. So who cares? Just like you said, think about yourself, and then you'll end up being happy, and then you'll be a better person to everyone else. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been so lovely chatting to you and getting to know you better. And I hope whoever's listening out there, if you're thinking about learning pole dancing or if you're more interested, I hope this interview has inspired you. And like Ajay said, you reach out to him if you're interested in finding out more about it. But thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you all the best for whatever you choose to do next with pole dancing and also in your career.
Thank you so much, Harita, and thank you so much, Shomita. Love the questions, and thank you for getting in touch with me. Thank you for getting to know me. I'm glad that I'm able to share my journey with the people who will be watching this or listening to this at some stage. And hopefully I will be able to inspire someone. Like that's the goal, right? Being the first male Kiwi Indian in the country, it's like if I'm breaking the barriers, I want more people coming after me. Like there have been female pole instructors, Kiwi Indian pole instructors in the country. One of them even runs a studio. But given with the male mindset and like how it is still looked down upon in many households and even amongst men, I really hope that I can be that source of inspiration and I can, yeah, inspire another person of Indian origin who will sign up to be a great pole instructor or a pole performer at some stage.
Yep.
Definitely. It was really lovely talking to you. And if you are coming to Melbourne for any competition, do give me a nudge. I would love to meet you.
Oh, thank you. I will connect with you. I'll find your social media as well. I'm connected with Harita on Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, I'll get your socials as well. And definitely I will let you know when I'm in and around Melbourne.
I'd love to meet you in person. Yeah. Nice.
Same. Thank you. And Harita, I mean, when you are in Auckland, let me know. Definitely would love to catch up if and around when you are in and around.
Definitely will do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.